I know this isn't the season to be a Grinch, but I absolutely hate bye weeks in Week 14. They're the worst when fantasy playoff spots are on the line. Imagine needing a win to clinch, but your running back or quarterback is off because the 49ers or Patriots are on a bye. Next year, let's fix that. On the bright side, Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs came through for fantasy managers, scoring 3 touchdowns in a huge performance against the Cowboys. Detroit and Dallas combined for 74 points in Thursday night's shootout, but wide receiver George Pickens cooled off at the worst possible time. In another shocker, Shedeur Sanders' Browns faced Cam Ward's Titans in Cleveland, delivering a drama-filled matchup that kept fantasy owners on edge. Blake Corum finally had the breakout game everyone expected, rushing for 128 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 12 carries. With over 10 yards per carry, he's a must-add for anyone who can still grab him off the waiver wire. Puka Nacua reminded us why he's a star, hauling in 7 catches for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns, surpassing 20 points for the first time since Week 9. Christian Watson also stood out, breaking free for 2 touchdowns, including a 41-yard catch-and-run score, helping the Packers beat both the Lions and Bears in consecutive weeks. T. Higgins was Joe Burrow's go-to target in the snowy showdown against the Bills, catching 6 passes for 92 yards and 2 clutch touchdowns. Tony Pollard ended a 5-game slump with 161 rushing yards and 2 scores for the Titans, and Shedeur Sanders exploded for 364 passing yards and 4 total touchdowns, even in a narrow loss. Jackson Smith-Njigba made up for last week's dud with 7 catches, 92 yards, and 2 touchdowns in Seattle's win over the Falcons. On the flip side, Ashton Janney struggled behind a weak Raiders offense, totaling only 30 rushing yards. Kyle Monangai couldn't build on a previous strong performance against a tough Packers defense, and Ja'Marr Chase was quiet in the snow, catching just 5 passes for 44 yards. Quarterback Jaden Daniels also had a rough outing, completing only 9 of 20 passes for 78 yards while re-injuring his elbow, limiting his fantasy value. Week 14 was full of excitement and frustration, from breakout stars to underperforming stars, showing exactly why fantasy football is both thrilling and infuriating. For managers, the message is clear: grab the right players while you can, hope for good health, and never underestimate the impact of a single week on your playoff hopes. Every point matters, every matchup counts, and the drama is far from over.